plan, that's a potential plan for us to look at as a township. And they're gonna get into economic, values. And trail evaluation. Or potentially connecting with the 16 trails in our community. So it's a real comprehensive plan. We'll be able to meet various top people in the field, especially the DNR. They are guest speakers at MSU for this course, and they're the tops in each one of their fields. So it's just not somebody that works for different departments, they're at the top. And then there's a trail sense, one of the guys, and he's an expert, I find out from Tar Trails, who has agreed to work with us. And Trail Sense, he's an expert in soil qualities, erosion, all the particulars that we need to look at for the disc golf course and the mountain bike course and the park in general. So in the development of maintenance, and just all those things covered. And the good thing about it is his parents are building a house up in Oldham, so he's worked on many trails in the area, so he's an expert. That's pretty much that. We're in the process of a site plan of the park, so that we can be more productive when we speak to you guys. And we're just kind of, things are really, people are stepping up to want to help. So that's about it. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. If it wasn't obvious already, Josh Keel and Dave Halachigas have joined our committee, officially. A reminder for anybody present who is interested, our committee meetings will be moving to the first Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. With the exception of January being held on the 8th of January. So if you're interested in attending our meetings, we have been meeting on Tuesdays. And we ran into some scheduling conflict with committee members' personal lives and professional lives and stuff, so.
Just a quick question, have
Yes.
you talked to the office at all about posting?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep. Recent expenses for us, hearing from Josh that this may in fact already be settled, but we did approve $250 for Charles Johnson fuel reimbursement. He donated his time, but said he would like to get reimbursed for his fuel.
I think that was already paid, I believe.
There was a second.
There was a second one.
Oh, there was a second one?
I don't know if it got sent to you.
Oh,
So.
okay.
We may
If there was, no, I only did one. Okay.
You might be waiting on an invoice, but
Okay.
now you have a heads up.
We'll wait for that.
Where do you hold your meetings at?
Here,
Okay, so, January, you're not gonna have one, so that's one.
January 8th, we are having one.
Oh, you are having one, okay.
Yes, it's just not the first Wednesday of January, it's on the 8th.
That's it.
Because I think Wednesday is like the day after New Year's, or it is New Year's Day or something.
Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
But yes, first Wednesday, with the exception of January being held on the 8th of January.
Okay.
And then the secondary expense, which Jim and I kind of already talked about when we met at Heritage Park. We did approve $240 for a 10-pack of extension poles for the baseball backstop and the netting to go with that. To provide that extra safety we had discussed. We had actually already kind of approved that for the month. Budget restrictions currently, that's just for the poles, the net we'll have to purchase after we establish our next budget. And that is Parks and Rec. Oh, one request. Would it be possible to move kind of the committee reports, and up in the meeting so that we're not sitting
Through
through
the entire meeting.
hours and hours.
You have.
I'm not getting too anxious.
Right. This is true.
Yeah, we're like, I know that it's hard to give us the time. It's just a request. If it's not possible or practical,
Well,
it is what it is.
I have this to say,
If
okay?
you bring food and drink for us.
What's everybody's drink? Pepsi Blue Ribbon, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know how everybody else feels on the board here, but first of all, I appreciate all of you taking the time to show
I
up.
think
and
this
be
is
here.
great that you're all here. You still got ways to go. This is wonderful.
Yeah, and my goal is to do better. Okay, I realize we're,
You guys are dealing with a lot right now.
Okay.
You're catching up, getting your feet wet. I
Yeah.
get that.
that doesn't mean we don't appreciate you. You know, your patience while we're getting up to speed. So thank you.
Absolutely.
I do have one thing. I did get an invoice from Game Time. I sent a message to Kelly or to Parks,
Right.
for $351.38. I don't know what that's for. It didn't say on the invoice what it was for. It said we paid 44,000, but then they invoiced us $351.38.
I will look into that.
Okay,
I'll get with Kelly and see.
all right. I left it in the file, like,
Yeah,
I'm not
unfortunately,
gonna pay that if
I
it,
Point of contact for that, and then I had to leave her.
oh,
So Kelly took over.
okay. So I can wait for her answer.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get with her and either she or I will.
And then the 240 for the extension poles, who's ordering that? Are you gonna have Angie order that in the office or?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
I want to mention to them really quick, it was delivered, but it was put on Mr. Zirkle's corner property. So I went over because he's been so gracious, and that's where he used to drive through. And we've had issues with him 3 years ago.
Right.
But I went to his house and he's, I wondered what that stuff was. So today, when Kelly said it was delivered, gonna be delivered, I went there, so he's aware now, he's over.
Okay.
We're at the recess if requested, but.
No.
Anybody feel free to use the restroom or whatever, but we're gonna continue, just gonna try to push through. So, schedule some budget meeting dates here. Thank you, guys. We already mentioned the 28th. I don't know, I think that's kind of.
Well,
At the township office isn't even closed or open that day, so
Right.
I think we should push off to early January and
Yes.
maybe even schedule 2 in January, but. You know, by the end of February, we gotta have the budget wrapped up,
Yeah.
and I think that's very doable, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it from.
I don't think if we did it on the 28th, we would all be.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Okay,
son's gonna be here from Tennessee.
so like, are you thinking the first week of January? Or
I
you-
have something in January, but I don't know.
That's right at New Year's Eve, or are you thinking the second week of January?
if we go with the first week, that would be the 4th. Which. And this would be a Saturday. We do it Saturday at 10 AM usually. So we have the 4th, 11th, 18th, or 25th to choose. I would be personally up for maybe the 4th and the 18th. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think just good on that part.
Yeah, it would still leave us February if we needed to have one more to complete it. That would, give us a month to work on what we need. So on the 4th and the 8th,
No, just those dates. Or does it get posted on our website?
oh, it would get posted on the website
Yeah.
for sure, but yeah, we might have to put
Notice
it in
has
the
to,
newspaper as well.
notice has to be put out.
Yeah.
So you want 2 Saturdays in January. You're killing me.
Well, that's why I threw it out for discussion, but
Yeah.
if you,
Well, if everybody else can do that, I mean, I can't guarantee I can be there for both of them, but I can make sure you have the information.
Mhm. All right, well, I'll go ahead and make the motion that we set two budget dates for the 4th and the 18th.
January 4th and 18th. Anybody want to second that?
I seconded.
You did, okay.
So while we have a second to discuss here, would anyone rather do it the 4th and the 20th?